film is dubbed into official United Nations languages. The following video contains material that may be disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. The wreckage of the global pandemic surrounds us with more than 1 million people dead, the ranks of the hungry doubling. The coronavirus pandemic may well be the most significant global event since the end of World War II. The world will never be the same. Washington, regardless of the outcome of the U.S. presidential election, will be forced to reckon with the consequences of American retrenchment on the world stage. The greatest obstacle to countering Russia's hard-edged foreign policy has been the West's incoherent response. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, has emerged from its doldrums to resume its mission of deterrence and defense, abandoning hopes of cooperation with Russia after the end of the Cold War. This mission is a far cry from teaching civil-military relations to new members from the former Soviet bloc or contributing troops to ill-advised, far-away U.S. adventures. NATO still has a long way to go to rebuild its military capabilities, but its biggest challenge is Moscow's never-ending attempts to undermine the alliance from within and to corrode the West's confidence in its own resolve. The Kremlin's image makers must have been delighted when U.S. President Donald Trump's administration elevated Russia alongside China to the ranks of the United States' great power competitors. The old adage that Russia is never as strong or as weak as it seems to be remains true today. The challenge of dealing with a more assertive Russia cannot be wished away, ignored, or resolved through a grand bargain. Nor will the strain of economic hardship constrain Russian activism. The United States needs a new foreign policy in a post-pandemic world.
For the West, Russia's return to the world stage has been nothing more than pure revanchism. Deception and active measures in all their incarnations have long been and will remain a staple of Russia's dealings with the outside world for the foreseeable future. The United States needs a new foreign policy in a post-pandemic world.
The future of U.S. foreign policy is being decided today. Every country's foreign policy is a product of its history, its geography, and its politics. Russia is no exception to this rule, and to understand the pattern of Russian behavior at home and abroad, we need to look at Russian history, Russian geography, and Russian domestic politics. The United States needs a new foreign policy in a post-pandemic world.
"5 years of struggle for human rights on the territory of Russia, COVID-19 pandemic, give rise to the need to take a fresh look at public diplomacy as the most important tool of geopolitics in a new world in which we have to continue to live. The time has come for a new group of like-minded people, a new alliance of democracies. I know how to do it. I am ready to do it. I am going to make an offer that cannot be rejected or ignored. I'm not talking about ideas. It's about making ideas happen. This is more than just propaganda. Active measures do not require rush and impatience. Let's sit down and talk about our vision.
正当梨花开遍了天涯，河上飘着柔漫的轻纱，卡秋莎站在俊俏的岸上，歌声好像明媚的春光。卡秋莎站
Anyone who believes that active measures are a myth or exaggeration should read Mao Zedong, Marx, Lenin and other communist leaders, who know that lies, repeated 1,000 times, become the truth in the minds of the consuming public. Active measures in all their embodiments, conducted by the secret services of Moscow and Beijing, have long been, and will remain the basis of relations between Russia and China with the outside world in the foreseeable future. No country in the world, except China and Russia, has been able to create such a flexible and effective toolkit for manipulating the political consciousness with fairly simple linguistic tools, such as slogans. They can be used to recreate a picture of the long past years, and trace what several generations of these states fought against, and sought to dot in front of our eyes. China and Russia under the rolling sounds of Russian Katyusha conquered the world. The old proverb that Russia and China are never as strong or weak as they seem to be, is still valid today.
As during the Cold War, and in the post-pandemic world, the most important factor in international relations will continue to be relations in the triangle of the United States, the Russian Federation, and China.